everybody, this is Marc Andries channel. Today I'm going to travel to the Vienna Auto Show together with my friend Vadim, who supports me and who comes with me. Okay, now we are in front of the Ried Messe Wien Exhibition Center of Vienna, and now we want to start our trip through the halls and want to see what's waiting for us. So I hope you enjoy this video. We are very excited. See you. So let's start with the history of Austrian automotive industry. This is the Austro-Daimler ADM-R Stuckwagen. It was a racing car built in 1929. And this is the future of Austrian automobiles. It's the Austro-Daimler Bergmeister ADR Shooting Grand, a plug-in hybrid with more than 1200 horsepower and 250 kilometers pure electric range. And this is what currently is built in Austria. The Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon is built in Austria since its very first model year in 1979, and it's still built there. And here is what I mostly was looking forward to see on the BMW booth, the 2 Series Grand Coupe. In my opinion, this is the very most appealing angle of this car, the back, which is very modern, very nice, very beautiful. Looking inside of the new BMW 1 Series and 2 Series Grand Coupe, both interiors are quite similar. So now I'm sitting in the back of the BMW 2 Series Grand Coupe. It's a nice place to be. The materials are very fine, very good. And also the cockpit is very modern with configurable screens, even if the gauge cluster isn't that configurable as it could be, but it's really modern here now. Let's talk about practicality of the 2 Series Grand Coupe. And yes, I have to admit it is. The trunk is pretty large and pretty flexible, as you can see here, so it's fine. Also, the new 5th generation of the Renault Clio was shown here. Let's have a look on its interior. Frankly said, I'm not that convinced of this interior design. Yes, of course, they made a huge step ahead in terms of interior technology and technology features, but in my opinion, they made a step back in terms of the general look of the interior design. Ford's newest model is the Puma, which is kind of a subcompact SUV coupe 4-door crossover model. I have to admit that I'm really surprised about the good, if not excellent, interior quality of the Puma. The seats are made of a combination of leather and suede with very nice stitching on it. Also, the dashboard materials are very nice, very smooth, and of a very high quality. Everything looks good inside here. This was the car I was most excited to see here. The 2020 model of the Mercedes-Benz CLA Coupe. As its predecessor, it's a very nice, small, compact 4-door coupe. I'm absolutely in love with this backside of this car. I think this is the most beautiful back Mercedes-Benz ever has built. The practicality of the CLA is also not the worst. The trunk is surprisingly big. What I love the most of the CLA is its interior. It's a very fine interior made of leather and suede with very nice stitching. So this is the Black series, that means this car has orange stitching, but there's also some other contrast color stitching available. The best features in this interior are the screens. There is a huge center screen where the navigation and entertainment is displayed, and there is a multi-configurable gauge cluster screen too. And this is what makes the interior one of the most modern interiors in the world. This is a concept study from Peugeot, the concept study E-Legend, and it looks very distinctive and futuristic, so just see and enjoy. The Volkswagen Group presented two major news. The first one is the new generation of the Skoda Octavia, and the second one is the new generation of the Volkswagen Golf. Interestingly, the Octavia is the most sold car in Austria before the Volkswagen Golf, and this is meant as a compliment. So let's now have a closer look on this. The interior quality of the Octavia took really a big step ahead. Very nice materials, nice stitching, everything is in good quality here. And in the cockpit you can find multi-configurable screens even in the center and in the gauge cluster. And the practicality of the Octavia is still one of the best of its class. The trunk lid of the Octavia is operated electrically, which is by no means a matter of course in compact cars. Also, the Octavia sedan has almost the same practicality as the station wagon, because it isn't really a sedan, but a hatchback. Before we now talk about the Volkswagen Golf, let's see a few concept cars of the Volkswagen Group. And here we go, and it is almost impossible to come as close to this car as I want to. This is the new 8th generation of the Volkswagen Golf. The Volkswagen Golf, also in its 8th generation, still has its classic shape as a compact hatchback with very much practicality, and I think this is the reason why this car is so popular and why it's so crowded here on this booth. And finally I made my way into it. Yes, I'm here inside of the 8th generation of Volkswagen Golf, and you can see it's very nice here, very modern. We now have also multi-configurable screens in the center screen and in the gauge cluster screen, and yes, everything here is as it should be. Also, the general interior design looks pretty good. This is the base model with fabric seats, and also they are looking really nice. And now finally we are on the booth of Porsche. They show the Panamera 4e Hybrid and the 911 convertible. But there's a third novelty, which is probably the most famous novelty on the whole auto show. And here it is, the new Porsche Taycan Turbo S. Up to 750 horsepower and 1050 Nm of torque are really incredible numbers. Concurrently to the Vienna Auto Show, on the halls A and B of the exhibition center is the Ferienmesse holiday exhibition. Here you can find booths from all around the world. So let's have a small look in this area too. One of the biggest and most crowded booths of the Ferienmesse is the one of UEFA. UEFA is the biggest travel agency in Austria. Also some airlines and shipping companies had their booths on the Ferienmesse. The hall B contained the inner Austrian vacation destinations. Here you could find all the booths from the 9 Austrian states. Some of the booth personnel wear traditional Austria clothing, like this girl from the Salzburg booth or this guy who is the night watch master from the city of Weitra. The biggest booth is the one of the state of Carinthia, which almost occupies a quarter of the whole hall. Carinthia is by far the most beautiful of the Austrian states. At the Carinthian booth you also be welcomed with some kind of music. Traditional Southern Austria music. So this was a tour about the auto show and the Ferienmesse of 2020. I hope you enjoyed it, and I just want to say servus and bye bye.